In this video, we will look at 12 typical behaviors of an overt or grandiose narcissistic male. Need for control. A narcissistic man wants a Barbie doll that he can mold and manipulate to his needs. His fragile ego and low self-esteem drive him to need to be in control at all times. Anything he sees that threatens his control will be attacked. He will sabotage his spouse's autonomy and self-reliance, such as her studies or career, as well as break down her identity so that she looks to the narcissist in what to say and do. He will make her financially dependent on him or make her feel too guilty to throw him out into the street. He will often take control of all finances even if his spouse is the sole breadwinner, and may transfer all assets and title deeds to his name while putting obligations or debt in his spouse's name. He may even take over a business his spouse created before they even met. More insecure narcissists will control who their spouse has contact with, screen phone calls, go through their spouse's phone, email, social media accounts, bank accounts, and physical posts to keep track of their spouse's movements and who she communicates with. They may also dictate what their spouse wears, eats, watches on TV, and when and where they can go. Internet, money, and necessities may also be controlled to manipulate his spouse. Her appearance will also be controlled with remarks, comments, and criticism. He may also claim he knows her so well that he can speak for her and will not allow her to answer questions directed at her. Where the family goes on holiday, goes to eat out, or even eats in the house may also be controlled. The more insecure he is, the more he needs to feel in control and the more rules he will make for everyone around him. Some will use religious texts to rule over their family and as an excuse for how they treat their spouse and children. Narcissists hate sharing power. There is no co-parenting with a narcissist. If there is a divorce, they will make their ex's life a living hell and feel entitled to everything, including the children. If they cannot mess their ex around, they will often just ghost the family. Rules with fear. Although a narcissistic man does use guilt and shame, he more often controls with fear. He will often make threats of violence or of him leaving his spouse when he does not get his way. He will create fear in his family for when he will next have an outburst and to what he will do. Narcissistic men love to use thinly veiled threats to keep control of their spouses in public. At home or in situations they feel safe to act out, they may openly display their anger and throw stuff around, break stuff, and create what seems like uncontrollable chaos. However, even if he physically harms his spouse, he is always in control and knows exactly what he is doing and how far he can go. Frequently only his spouse's possessions are broken, and normally only the things dear to her or what she needs. Yet when he knows his actions will be called out, such as in the company of people who are not afraid of him, he will normally refrain from acting aggressively, frequently waiting until they are home or the police left. This fear that police, family, and neighbors are not always there to protect the family is a fear he capitalizes on to keep control of his family. The narcissist may only compliment his spouse in the company of others. This allows a narcissist to appear like a great husband to others and contradicts any complaints she might share about him later. They are often paranoid and see everything as a threat. Even saying you are sorry or love him when they are angry can be seen as an attack and may not be believed but taken as a manipulation tactic. Has Peacock Envy. We live in a material world and society still sees men as providers. Most men compare themselves to an extent to others against what material goods they have and what they physically can do. But the insecure narcissist solely relies on his possessions and accomplishments to measure his worth. Thus, they have to be seen as having the best items or being the richest or strongest. You will often see them bragging about who has the fastest car or the biggest boat. Even somatic narcissists who are more worried about their looks than their brains will brag about what they can do, such as deadlifting more than others or cycling further than others in the group. If you want to wee all over a narcissistic man's battery and have his peacock shrink in size, just comment that you don't care about what he values or what you have is bigger, faster and more expensive than his, or that you have something he cannot easily buy, such as something you bought on some island that is hard to reach, or worse, something you handmade yourself. The narcissist will downplay other people's material wealth or abilities. Even if the narcissist is financially far above others, he can still feel insecure if he is ousted in some other way. Peacock measurements can sometimes result in a situation where they massage each other with their fists or dice on the road to see who has the fastest vehicle. If a narcissist loses, he will try to buy more expensive things to win the next backyard barbecue competition, or if he cannot compete, just refuse to go again. Focuses on power and money. Overt narcissistic men are obsessed with status and power. They will expend tremendous effort into gaining it at the cost of their families and sometimes even themselves. They may become extremely stingy, where even if they have millions, they won't spend a dime if they don't have to, especially when it comes to their family. They may give out boatloads of money to charity or other people to gain recognition and status in the community, yet their family may struggle to survive. They may chastise their family for wasting money for just wanting necessities. It can make their family believe they are not worthy, as the family is financially neglected, while the narcissist gives to strangers. It can happen with time as well, where the narcissist will give their time freely to strangers or friends and help them out, while not having a minute to play with their children or spend dinner or a movie with their spouse. If his spouse is a stay-at-home parent, he will often refuse to acknowledge her contributions and claim she does not deserve money as she has not worked for it. She will often be made to feel bad for only wanting basic necessities. Extremely competitive. Narcissists need to feel they are the most important and the best. With overt narcissists, status and rank are very important. They will compete with everyone, even their spouses and children. Although some tolerate it, most narcissistic men have a problem if their spouse makes more money than them, unless he can claim she only makes money due to his support. What they more often have a problem with is if their spouses have a higher status or rank than them, such as having a higher job title in a business or being of a higher rank in police, military, or so on. They may downplay their spouse's status or rank, or criticize them in such a way that they eventually give up their job or do not go for a promotion. The narcissist's arrogance is frequently mistaken at first for confidence, but at closer inspection, one will see there are no knowledge, experience, or qualifications to back up their boastful claims. Resistant to criticism. Unlike covert narcissists, overt narcissists are far more resistant to criticism. They normally think you envy them if you criticize them. However, this makes it hard for them to learn from others or accept other people's ideas or advice. Even if they can benefit from an idea, they may continue with a bad idea or plan due to an inability to accept they are wrong. They frequently refuse to follow the advice of experts, no matter if it is a specialist doctor or plumber. The narcissist always knows better. This frequently ends in disaster and expensive bills that will be blamed on the expert having given the narcissist wrong advice. Carrot and stick. A narcissistic man often promises his partner that one day they will marry and start a family. However, years or decades may go by without the promises being fulfilled. In the end, it may be too late for the partner to safely have a child, or if she pushes the narcissist for marriage or a child, he may just dump her. Some narcissists keep women on the hook while they actually have children with another woman and may already be married to one in another state or country. He may also promise to help her in her studies or career after she helps him finish his studies or open his business. Either it never happens or he dumps her after he got what he wanted. The money he borrowed from her is rarely repaid. If she tries to leave, he may get her pregnant on purpose to try to force her to stay. He may then threaten to take her children away from her if she leaves, often by claiming that the courts will give the children to him as she cannot support herself, or that he will tell everyone she is mentally unstable and crazy. He may also tell lies to the children and turn them against their mother, where they start to think the problems with their parents are the fault of their mother due to their mother wanting to leave. The children may then beg their mother to stay while believing if she does, things will be good in the family. Isolate you. Isolation is a standard tactic with narcissistic people. They don't want anyone to be able to point out to you that their behaviors are not normal. They also want full control of you, as well as being jealous of other people and wanting you to spend all your time with them. Male narcissists are far more aggressive with this tactic and may cause fights between family and friends to force their spouse not to communicate with the people the narcissist does not want them to. They may forcefully stop their spouse from calling, texting, emailing, or visiting people the narcissist does not approve of, and may screen calls and even personal visits by telling the people their spouse is not there, is sick, or even that the spouse does not want to see them. Often it starts with a narcissist voicing concerns and dislikes for people and claiming that these people are a bad influence on the spouse, or that these people are envious and only want to ruin what good thing the narcissist and the spouse have. They may overtly or covertly attack people to make people not want to contact the spouse and slowly drive everyone away. They often will demand they only go to friends of a narcissist or may refuse that the family goes anywhere, often claiming that they only need each other. It may go more extreme where the spouse is not allowed a cell phone, internet, or even allowed to go out of a house unsupervised. Callous. Overt narcissistic men will often have an utter disregard for their spouse's needs, wants, dreams, hopes, and feelings, and may give rude comments in public towards their spouses to degrade them. The spouse's darkest fears will often be exploited or ridiculed, and the narcissist may expose her deepest secrets or the things she is ashamed of in public to ruin her name and make him look better or feel better about himself. He will never truly apologize for any of his actions, but blame it on his spouse or others, and will never make up for hurting his spouse, unless he can use it to his advantage. He can mentally and emotionally crush his spouse with rude remarks or comments, but then still demand satisfaction from her in the bedroom, regardless of how she feels, even after physically assaulting her. There is often an utter disregard as to her welfare, as he truly does not care. His shoes may get more attention than his spouse. He will expect her to be a faithful and devoted spouse who caters to all his needs, while he feels he does her a favor by being with her. Narcissists often emotionally and sometimes physically reject a child who reminds them of their insecurities or flaws, or one who they see as competition to their authority and status. The father will often ruthlessly compete with his son and try to ruin his success, even going so far as to flirt with his son's girlfriend or wife. The son will feel as if he never measures up to his father's expectations. Daughters may be golden children, or may feel as if they never get enough attention. Sons of narcissistic fathers often struggle with a lack of self-esteem or anger problems and may be more susceptible to alcoholism or drug abuse, criminal activities, thrill-seeking, and violent behaviors. Daughters of narcissistic fathers may be more susceptible to alcoholism or drug abuse, eating disorders, sexual promiscuity, and falling for abusive men who are like their fathers. Online trolls. Narcissistic men make by far the largest percentage of online trolls. They love getting people all excited and will write anything to cause a fight. They are not there to listen and learn or debate. They are only there to bait people into falling for their comments and get people angry or upset. For them, it is the drama and attention that fuels them. Physically stalk you. Although female narcissists do stalk, they are more likely to do it online and covertly, such as just liking a picture or a comment. Male narcissists, especially overt types, will often physically stalk people and may wait for them in their driveway, at work, or at places they frequent, such as a gym or supermarket. The narcissistic man will also more overtly stalk online, such as leaving a comment instead of just a like. Extreme physical violence. Although both sexes will throw and break things, male narcissists are more likely to move from throwing items around to throwing items at their spouses and then to physically harming their spouses. When they harm their spouses, it is often more brutal. They are also more likely to kill their spouses if their spouses try to leave them. Know that if a narcissist threatens physical harm or acts physically, such as mock attacking you or breaking stuff, they already believe that physical violence is an acceptable way to deal with conflict and to get what they they want. The violence will frequently increase as the relationship goes on, even if their spouses give them what they want. For the narcissist will just keep shifting the goalposts to where the spouse cannot meet it. This will then be the excuse the narcissist was waiting for to take action. They never lose control. They just wait for a reason they believe gives them an excuse to act as they want to. They know exactly what they are doing and choose to do it, often planning how they will react to different situations, such as deciding how bad the beating will be or what precious items they will break, depending on how their spouses defy them. Thus, they calculate in advance how much fear they need to create and how much force they need to use to maintain control over their spouses. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like and share it so that more people can benefit from it. If not subscribed, please subscribe now by clicking the seductive red button. As reward for subscribing, you will get more informative videos about narcissistic abuse. Please leave a comment as it helps to expand the information covered in the video, which may be of benefit to others. Also check out my books on narcissism by following the links in the description. Thank you.